So welcome, Goswill. Good evening. And Father Iro Adele, good evening.
Evening, Bolu. How far?
Yeah, I'm good. So is there anybody having issues with installation of any of the applications, that's ArcGIS and Visual Studio Code? If you just have issues, I think someone messaged me this evening but is yet to join the session. So in case you have any issue with ArcGIS Pro, because we are moving into the full training by next week, although we might not be starting with the application yet, but it's just important because we don't want to go back to what we've done. That's the essence of Friday sessions, to just help solve problems so that we can just move to the next thing in the coming week. So Anif, have you been able to set up the ArcGIS Pro? Okay, that's nice. I know Sheon too has been on the call before. Sheon, have you been able to set it up?
I'm just finishing it up now.
Okay, that's good.
I want to start it now.
Okay, that's nice. Then I think Ahmad Jibril too he has been on the session once. So Ahmad Jibril, have you been able to set up the application?
No, I've not.
What is
the one on your Telegram channel? Then
yes.
I tried installing it. It told me that I have a higher version of it on my system, but when I opened the one on my system, I think the one on my system, it is not set well, because when I open it, it doesn't show the map, just the plain white sheets of paper that it shows. It doesn't show any map, so I don't know how to go about
Are you joining us with your system now?
No, I'm not presently with my system, but I'm coming. Just give me like 10 minutes.
Okay, I will wait for you. So once you join us, yes, people.
Like before you carry on, I would like to confirm something from Jibril. So do you already have like a working ArcGIS Pro on your laptop?
Yes, but according to what you said, that if it's set well, if the settings are correct, then when we open it, we'll see our map. But on my own, when I open it, I don't see any map. I just see a blank sheet.
Okay. As long as it opens and it doesn't prompt you to. Okay, can you guys see me? My network somehow.
Yes, I can hear. We can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So I was saying that as long as your ArcGIS Pro opens and it's not like it's prompting you to sign in on it or anything, then your ArcGIS Pro is up and running. The reason why you probably have a blank sheet is because you are probably not connected to the internet. So if you are connected to the internet, it will load in a base map for you by default. But if you are not connected to the internet, it's going to be blank, like plain white. Do you get?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I think that solves the problem.
Yes.
So we welcome those that are joining us for the first time. I can see Wadida joining. Wadida, good evening. Thanks for joining. Let me see who again has been in class. Abayomi Alex. Good evening.
Sir.
Yeah, have you been able to set up your application?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's nice. I think almost everyone. Father Iro Adele is my classmate too. Do you have ArcGIS Pro installed on your system? I don't know. I have not seen you in many of the sessions, but I don't know. Maybe you've been able to go through our recorded videos on how to set up ArcGIS Pro, because we're making use of ArcGIS. Father Adele, in case you can hear me, you can just speak. Okay, maybe it's not with us. I would like to introduce, I think the last time I was trying to introduce Kudus, who is our, how do I always forget roles of everybody? Community, can someone remind me?
It's assurance.
Community manager.
Yes, community manager, exactly. Kudus, good evening. I think Kudus is trying to speak, but I can't hear him. In case you can hear me, there's no sound coming out, like we can't hear anything.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Manga. I hope everyone has been enjoying the session on the first day.
Please speak up. Please speak up.
Kudus, in case you can hear us, your audio is not loud. Okay, I think while we wait for him to set up his maybe he's having issues with his Telegram. So while we wait for him, basically I said so far we've been able to set up ArcGIS and we've been able to set up Visual Studio Code, and I think a good number of people that have been available either for the first class or the second one are already have this application running well on their system. So we wait for others that might join and that are still having issues. So while we wait for them, I know that some people raise the issue of us having a timetable for each of our session. Like, why can't we have a timetable? If I have a timetable, and I made a point of a mail that was sent to everyone on Monday, I think, that includes our Google Calendar link. So I believe maybe most people are actually having issues with adding this calendar to theirs. Maybe you don't know how to go about it, but basically once you click the link, it should automatically add it. And I don't know if for those that have been able to successfully do it, for today's session, you must have received notification about maybe 5 times about today's session. If you were able to set it up properly, is anybody able to set it up? Like, I'm talking about the Google Calendar. Did you receive notification?
Alpha, I always receive email in the morning, sir.
You only received the email in the morning. Have you been able to add the calendar to your own?
I use an iPhone, so I have to download Google Calendar again.
Okay.
For the email, but anytime I receive the email, that won't give me time already. So I know.
Okay.
I don't forget.
Okay. So just like I also made mention of, the email to serve as reminder. I actually thought I sent a message to the WhatsApp channel earlier after sending the mail, but I just realized this night that I didn't actually send the message. But it's important for everyone to just always check their mail, because I always send a mail. And once I send the mail, it is already updated on the Google Calendar. I can show you a sample of the notification. So immediately, the thing there is whether you are even online, whether you are connected to the internet or not. As long as you've added it to the calendar and you've been connected to the internet at a particular time when I updated the event on the calendar, you will get the notification whether you are connected to internet or not. So I've received all the notifications both on my phone and on my system. So let me show you a sample here. I'm coming. Share screen. So if you check, if you can see my screen by this right side, by the top right, see this reminder, Mappers Fair interactive session 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. calendar.google. So immediately I upload anything on our Google Calendar, immediately I update the event on the calendar, you will always receive notification. You always read, because after putting the event on the calendar, I'll have to always set notification that okay, notify once it is an hour to the event, notify when it is 10 minutes to the event, notify when it is 5 minutes, and you will receive all this notification. So it will keep reminding you of the session for that day. Okay, seems Kudus is indisposed. That's the reason why his audio is not, his voice is not that loud. So for those that are yet to add the calendar to theirs, you can just check for that email, the email I sent on the calendar. Or is there anybody on the call that does not receive our mail? I doubt there's anybody, because once I send mail, it shows me the list of everybody that has received the mail and those that maybe I have issues with. Because I realized that one of our registration entries, the email that was entered does not exist. So anytime I send mail, it's always notifying me that okay, it has issues sending mail to this particular person, but I think the person is not even on the call. Boluwas Fair, welcome to tonight's session. Have you been able to download ArcGIS Pro? Like, have you been able to set it up rather? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you follow.
Okay, I think maybe Boluwas Fair is not with us. So moving on to today, since everybody, no one has issue. Yes.
Can you hear me, Bolu?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, before you carry on, I'm guessing you have the name of the person that signed up but probably made a mistake while typing in their email and all. Maybe you can just say out the name on the call, so in case the person is the friend of any of us that is on the call, we can reach out to the person and be like, bro, refill the form, your email is wrong.
Okay. It's even one of our classmates, so it's someone I can reach out to.
All right, so please do reach out to the person. The person might not even be aware right now that we are on the call or having something as amazing as this. Anyways, you guys are welcome to come and join me in my dinner, spag and fish. I'm in Osun State. If you can come around, no wahala.
Okay, welcome, Jamil. Have you been able to set up ArcGIS Pro now? Does it work properly? Ola Oshebikon, Jamil. Good evening. If you can hear me, you can just speak. Okay, seems everyone is not trying to speak. Let me go to Wadida. I think Wadida has been able to. Okay, good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Well done. I've installed it and it has been working properly now. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, what about VS Code?
No, not yet. The same thing applicable to that one of Python. But I will definitely work on it And if I'm unable to install it, I will let you know.
Alright, there's no problem. Just send any issue you have on any of the platforms. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
For those joining us today, Missy Oluwa Wadida. So if you check this particular Telegram channel, there's a particular video that has been sent on Monday, I think. I'm sorry for not. No, that was on Tuesday rather. I'm sorry for not sending our recorded session for Wednesday. We have issues with it. Like, seems the recording was not made properly, so it has been giving me issues. So I just suggest you, since we did the same thing on Wednesday, like we did the same thing we did on Tuesday, on Wednesday, you can just refer to the video of Tuesday, because I think that is better. And as we go on, as we move on, we'll ensure that every recording we make is good. Welcome, Abdulrazak.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Wadia, so do you have ArcGIS Pro installed on your system?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I'm not talking about ArcMap. I'm like ArcGIS Pro.
Oh, Pro. No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. So if you check,
Bolo,
okay, Favor, what do you want to say? Yes, I'm listening.
sorry, our voice is fine. I think I want to be the one talking to her. So,
Okay.
Wadida, you can check the Telegram channel. Part of the pinned message is actually like the recorded session, which is our first session, and before it, there are two pinned messages. The first is the first recorded session, which you can follow to see how you will go about your downloading and the installation, and you can go to the next pinned one for you to join our chat. Like, you can access this particular Mappersphere channel, but you probably cannot reply to our messages. So for you to reply to our messages, you have to click on that link and join the group chat, and that way you'll be able to like comment about whatever it is that you have.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Bolu, you can continue. That was a joke.
Okay. Abdulrazak, good evening. You sent an issue to me this evening, and I said we were going to solve it in class. So have you been able to solve it, or you still have the same issue so that we can solve it here in class now?
Good evening, bro.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm still having the same issue actually.
Okay, are you joining us with your system?
No. Lights, yeah.
Oh.
I say I have a little power on my system. I can on it.
Okay, you can just join us. You can join us with your system so that you can share your screen and look at how we can solve the problem. So would that be possible soon? I think you tried saying something, but I couldn't get you. I didn't hear you. Okay, while we wait for Abdulrazak to respond, we said today's session is an interactive session. Basically, it's just a chit chat. Let's just talk about things we did this week. Let's try to motivate one another. Let's talk about the projects we are working on. So be it GIS or not GIS, that's basically what Friday's session will be. This particular session is supposed to be handled by our community manager, but we pardon him for today. So I'll just take the session for today. Let me talk to. I think I've been seeing most of Goswell's posts on LinkedIn. Goswell has been putting like he has been making his hands dirty with some GIS. Can Goswell just share with us what he has been up to like this week?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Bulu, can you hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So Goswell, like Bolu said, yes. Okay, in terms of what I've been doing this week, well, like he said, I've been kind of active when it comes to GIS this week. So yeah, I've been having posts on LinkedIn, even on my status and whatsoever. So what have I been doing? Well, for this week, I've been focusing on two things actually. One on spatial data analytics, and the second one on my certification on Tableau. Though I've been using Tableau for a long time for data visualization, for creation of dashboards and all of that, but I'm yet to get a certificate on it, so I'll be working towards to get the certification so that I can also put it on my CV, portfolio and all of that, also on my LinkedIn channel. Then for the spatial data analytics, it's actually a course, a mock by Esri. It's for 6 weeks actually. So I was sent a special invitation to attend the mock as per one of their constant attendees, and also one of I always complete some of their courses online. So I was sent a special invitation to carry out that MOOC mock. So it's on spatial data analytics. It's about a combination of data science and GIS. Let me put it that way. So basically, you're carrying stuff like data engineering, which is with data wrangling, feature engineering. That means you clean data sets, arrange data sets, carry out exploratory data analysis, and also maybe some minute visualizations to just see some trends in the data. Then after that, after arranging your data, making sure your data set is good for analysis, you also then geo-enrich it, meaning you use Esri's ArcGIS online portal. So Esri has this site where they have this kind of geographical data, GIS is something involving geographical data, maybe for coordinates or kind of like things like maybe age of people for like a particular country or population data and all of that. So just to put into your data set to make it to have more like attributes. When we talk about GIS, we have spatial data and non-spatial data, which non-spatial data is the attribute data. So just to geo-enrich your data, have more things on it. So basically, that's what I've been doing for some time. So after you geo-enrich, carry out to data engineering, you just then just carry out analysis on ArcGIS Pro. That's why Bolo has been talking about ArcGIS Pro. You can basically code in it in Python. So you just do that and change everything you have to shape files and carry out analysis. That's all. So that's what I've been doing actually for this week. And then I hope to even continue. And wait till for fifth time.
That's quite a lot. Are you joining us with your system? Maybe you can just show us some things. Let's learn from you.
Okay, yes, I always join the class with my system because I like using system more than phone. Phone is just to answer call. Okay, I'm loading up my ArcGIS Pro so I can just load up the stuff. That
God's view.
So somebody else can be speaking while it's looking up.
But are you sure actually go first was actually okay? I feel oppressed now. I don't want to even say what it is that I'm doing. Okay.
Okay, let me move to Favor next. While we wait for God's will to share.
Come to you. I did not do anything. I'm shy.
Just tell us what you've been up to.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I haven't done much, but I have a course that I'm doing, also spatial analysis. More into QGIS though, like the software I'm using is QGIS. To keep it simple, is around the line of what Gosby is doing, but I don't know. I don't have as much info as he has to offer. I'm still trying to get myself properly like familiar with the QGIS interface, which honestly I have to admit that is very nice, like very very nice. There are some things that is somehow sharp, is great, and there's still a lot to learn. Honestly, a lot to learn. Other things that I'm doing, I'm trying to end to, and I am on 1 week break, so I'm in Osun State. I'm resting from all the stress and wahala of Lagos and the likes of that.
God, where?
So that's basically all of it from my end. Yeah, that's all of it. Which other thing? That's all of it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Let me see. Should I say
Your response is stress, so you don't know. With freedom from stress.
So let me see. Who else? Okay, let me pick one of our attendees. Let me first pick Anif. Anif, so what have you been up to this week? Can you just share with us? And if in case you are saying something, I can't hear you actually. Your mic is on mute, but I'm still seeing listening, like your status is still showing listening. So I don't know, maybe there's something wrong because I can't hear you. I suggest you just try to rejoin again. Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I said I've not been up to anything. So I just joined the AutoCAD class organized by the YSN. So I read some books related to next semester, and I do some exams. Those are the things I've been able to come out.
That's nice. Seems like I'm the lazy one here. Yes.
You're not lazy. Calm down. I feel like one of these times we need to do this call on Twitter, so that when people are saying all these things, we can upload them. I mean, for
okay.
So that we can, or maybe we look for a way to get a pre-recorded clap this week. I felt like clapping for an news.
Oh, okay, that's nice. We'll work on that. Okay, before I move to the next person, let me see. Let me also talk about some little things. So basically, my week has been about ensuring the smooth running of the community, from creating email templates to writing codes to sending the emails to checking GitHub to like all about just the community, because things must be done actually, and for things to be done, I'm the lead advocate, so I from my position, I must lead. Because if I don't lead well, even my other team members will not feel the vibe to do that. So it was just yesterday night I think I picked up some things in GIS. So yesterday night was quite interesting. I was able to download Landsat 8 imagery, not Landsat 8 actually, Landsat 9. Landsat 9 imagery, and from it, although I had issues from beginning because the about maybe 2 sets of images that I downloaded, even after wasting like large amount of data, I just realized that once I put it into my ArcGIS Pro, I realized the image had cloud on it, and this would affect the analysis I want to use it for. So I had to delete. I tried it again, the same thing. So although it was a mistake on my part, because there's actually a way to visualize it on USGS Explorer, but I didn't visualize it before downloading. So I had to do it severally, but at the end I was able to do it well. Then I was able to clip out Lagos State because my study area is Lagos State. So I clipped Lagos State out, then played around with this 7 bands, try to look at so basically what I want to do is do this supervised learning using image classification to create a land cover data set. So from that land cover data set, I can now begin to perform several analyses, like know certain areas that are liable to maybe let me say heat. Most of the areas that will be liable to heat generally are like the places where buildings are clustered. So I think that was what I was just up to this night. I was supposed to continue today, but I was caught up with some other things that I have to do. So my week has been quite stressful. I know by next week I'll be relieved of some stress. So I think Godswill is already sharing the screen, so I hand over back to Godswill.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so this is and can you guys see my screen, please?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, so this is basically what I've been working on. Maybe let me reduce it one by one. Let me remove this. Let me put this. I'm coming. Let me remove this so I can load it later. And this one. So this is ArcGIS Pro, like what you guys installed the other day. This is basically ArcGIS Pro. What Bolu was saying, and when you run it, actually, you're going to see something like map. This is what he was talking about. You're going to see something like this. Not exactly this, but you're going to see something like this. So you choose a project and all of that. So this is the project I'm working on. It's called Data Engineering Project. So basically what we are doing is, first of all, we are looking at election data. So looking at the raw data of election votes from the counties and all of that. So actually the data is messy. When it comes to data analytics, the first thing is that you have to clean your data, because the data you always get is a messy data and all that. So we're using Python, and that's one of the best things about ArcGIS Pro. You can basically run Python Jupyter Notebook in ArcGIS Pro, and you can see some of the modules we are using. We are using Pandas, ArcPy, ArcGIS, NumPy. In some cases, you have to use something like SciPy, scikit-learn if you are doing something involving machine learning and all of that. So the first thing is to load your data. So that's one of the first steps in data analysis. You have to gather your data. So here we are, it's a CSV file. So this is just the parts where it's stored. So this is the file here actually. So you just load up your file, turn it to a data. This is what we call a data frame. It's like an Excel spreadsheet in in the notebook, the Python notebook, but that is accessible by Python, because Python cannot just access your CSV file directly or your Excel file. So you turn into a data frame, do some, like here we are renaming some columns so that they actually make sense. Like this state PO has been renamed to state abbreviation and all of that. So yeah, we are looking for some null data. Null data is empty data basically, where you don't have any value. For those of you in year 2 entering year 3, when you start doing your GIS, you get to know some of this. Where you have, like in a cell, you have no value. So Python automatically calls this none or null, depending. Also, if you are working with SQL, you see something like that. So we check for those data, and we have to either remove them or keep or put them with something. So yeah, actually, what is missing here is the code, the county codes or the state codes. So I just have to look for the particular code and assign it to them so that they are not null anymore. They have the real file they're supposed to have there. So this is just some more cleaning, pivoting. Pivoting is just like a rearrangement of the data sets of the Excel file, just a form of rearrangement to suit your taste. So that's what it is. So I loaded more data for other years, 2020, 2016, 2012, 2008. So this is the 4 of them. Then I also have to combine all of them together so that they can be just one and all of that. So I also join. This is join. You learn join when you are doing SQL. For those of you entering year 3, you learn about joins. So you can also do join in Python, and it's very easy when it comes to Python. So you do your join. You can also see we have some non-values. You have to take care of those values because you don't want them in your analysis. So these took care of them. So from here, you notice what I said. They are missing values. So I just removed those ones that has missing values so I can deal with the ones I have true values for, because I could not actually replace those values since they didn't exist in the real world. So all of that. Also, you can see how we have some non-values. So I just took care of them. So basically, just use Python to carry out cleaning up. So after cleaning, then you have to do some feature engineering. So this is what we call feature engineering. You calculate more columns. If you need more things to add to your data, you like more columns from existing columns. So you're using existing data to calculate more data. In SQL, there's what we call it, I've forgotten the name, we did it last session. There's a particular name that is being called in normal, what was it called? A normal database stuff. But in Python data analytics, we call it feature engineering. So you do that, and well, that's just it. So after making sure your data is okay, so this is the like final results. So yeah, we arrange it by counties, the total votes for each year, and also the winning party at the end of the day, whether it's the Democrat or the Republican Party. So after doing that, you do some geo enriching, link it to ArcGIS. Oh, the reason it's showing error, yes, because I've done it before. So doing it again will lead to error. So some things like that. Shall link it to ArcGIS, put in, you can see convert to feature class. The feature class we're talking about here are shape files. Shape file is a form of feature class in ArcGIS. So it's going to turn into a polygon shape file actually. So turn it to a polygon shape file and all of that. So once you are done, you link it back to, so we turn it, like I said, to a shape file, and you bring it to your normal. So this is it actually. This is the shape file once done. This one, county election 2020. So that's what we have here. So if I open the what was it called? If I open the attribute table, you can see so we have added more reasonable like data to it and all of that. This is the attribute data. So just some things, the winning party. So once you click on any of these like small cells here, you get some results, and you can query this attribute data using SQL. Yes, you can query it using SQL. So you get some result about that particular what was it called? About a particular county. So this polygon data is just the map of USA splitted into counties. There are different counties. So basically, there are more things done here, like linking to ArcGIS Online to geo-enrich it, all of that. But if I do that, to take more time to display all of that. So basically, then for the analytics, let me just put up the analytics for the analytics, that's where I'm currently am. On the analytics, that's this data engineering here. So we have some. Well, you can also do it from here actually. Like you can just select, for example, let me just select. Sorry, let me just select something like this now. I can just do some statistics actually. I can do some statistics and get like a distribution based on some like distribution of votes turnout, like how many people turn out to vote in 2008. So I can do some that I can get the mean deviation and all that. And another thing is that I can even identify those places by clicking on each one. So when I click on this, it's going to select and identify it on this map here and all of that. So I don't know why it's not working actually, but normally it's supposed to do that. Let me. That is normal distribution. So normally it's supposed to do that. I don't know why it's not clicking. But anyway, that's like some of the things I have done. Let me try this one. Statistics. I don't really know why it's not clicking. So it's supposed to be clicking and showing, but maybe just an error. So basically, these are some of the things I've been doing. So if I do more, maybe we'll show more in our next interactive section and all of that. So I'll leave it over to Bolu. Yes.
Thank you, Goswin. Quite nice, and I must say this is wonderful. It's nice actually. Just like I said earlier in I think that was on Tuesday session, Goswin is our research lead, so we know the reason why we gave him that position. We know the reason why like I don't even know what to say because he's the right man for the job. Let me just use that word. And I believe he's ready. But some days ago he was still telling me about all the things that is really like has been planned out to be taught for this particular community, and I believe there's a lot to learn. There's even a lot for me to learn. That's nice. Quite nice. Well done. Let me see. Who can I speak to again? Let me talk to Olaoshibon Jamiu. Aside, I know that you've had issues with setting up ArcGIS and now it's working properly. So aside this, what have you been up to this week? Can you just give us a summary of what you've been up to?
Thank you very much. Based on the software, I'm already done with that one. The only one is that of Anaconda stuff, but I'm still working on it. And I've been trying to read something about how to use ArcGIS Pro and the stuff.
That's nice. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, let me move to someone else. Let me move to Alex Abayomi. I know you've joined us for a particular session, or for both sessions actually. So, and you've been able to set ArcGIS Pro. So aside all this, I know you have, I think you told me you will even be doing your exam soon. So I feel maybe you've been preparing for exams. So aside this, what have you been up to this week? Is Alex with me? Can you hear me? Okay. While we wait for Alex to speak, let me also share my screen to just show a little bit of what I've been up to. I think I said something. Yes, I'm asking you of what you've been up to like this week.
Okay, I've been receiving lectures that I'm not supposed to receive because exams supposed to start Monday, and and lecturers will not stop coming to class. So all I've been up to is just preparing for my final second semester papers. That's it. An assignment. So that's all I've been up to.
That's nice. I believe that must be stressful. But congrats to you. Your final semester.
Thank you. Yes.
So it's just one final exam. Like one more semester final exam.
Exams.
5 days.
No, don't say semester again. Just 5 days exam. One way.
Okay, that was nice. It's nice.
The way you say semester now is still long, but just say 5 days exam. Yeah.
Okay, 5 days exam. That was nice.
Thank you.
Let me see. I think this person bearing second Bolu should be Bolu Atife. Maybe she's having problems with the other account. Bolu Atife, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I think this is can you just introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bulwat Feshem.
Oh, sure. Good evening.
Yeah.
Is this your first session with us, or you've joined us before?
I've joined before, then sometimes I don't have light, so I just watch the other sessions that they were recorded.
Okay, it's nice to have you. Basically, what we are doing this night is just an interactive session. Get to meet one another, connect with people. So, can you just give us a brief of what you've been up to this week?
Okay. Basically, I've just tried to go through the basics of ArcGIS Pro. I had the software, so I didn't really have issues on installation and everything like that. And I think it's the latest version, probably. I'm not really sure that I do have, but what I've been through this week is just on the basics of the software, just having to see how the UI UX is and how I can just easily get my way through it, basically.
Okay, it's nice to have you. Thanks for joining. Okay, before I move to the next person, let me just share my screen to also show what I was able to do last night. Let me see. Let me start with this. So this is ArcGIS Pro, and what you are seeing on your screen basically is the Landsat imagery, the extracted Landsat imagery of Lagos State. So, and this is in band, let me see, this band 764. Band 764. So, don't let me go into what those things are. Let me just open something here. I'm coming. Symbology. Yes. So this particular Landsat imagery has 7 bands. I extracted 7 bands from the Landsat imagery. So each band represent, like, they have the use of what, like they have their purpose when it comes to the analysis. So there's something we call, and the bands are based on reflection of waves from, like, signals sent from the satellites. So for those that are yet, I believe most of us on the call have done remote sensing. So basically, when you start moving into application of GIS, you do more of remote sensing, and that's basically what the bands and should I say reflectance of bands indicate. So now, the normal bands, when we download them, maybe our satellite images, the normal bands that we have is the 4-3-2, where our red is band 4, our green is band 3, and the blue is band 2. So this is the normal image of the place. So basically, when you download your what is it called, your satellite imagery, this is how it will look, this normal band, because this is the default band. But if I want to look at it in my infrared band, that's band 5, 4, and 3. Where's my psychology? So I can change this to 5, I'll change this to 4, and I'll change this to 3. See that the color has changed. So in this particular band, all these parts that are like red color indicates vegetation, where the ones that are deep red, like deep red colors, like this particular area is the vegetation that is very dense, like very, very dense vegetations, while the ones with light red are just little vegetation that are close to urban area. So that's what this particular infrared band tells us. So let me change it to another type of band. Let me use the shortwave infrared. That's 764, 7, 6, and 4. So when you look at this, it's just easy to know that this blue one, this very deep blue, indicates water body. So everywhere you see blue color, just know that it's water that is there. This is kind of maybe magenta or purple, but the magenta does not indicate water body. It is the deep blue that indicates the water body, while this magenta just indicates urban area or built up areas. Then the brown parts, like if you look at these brown parts, like something like this side, this particular brown area indicates bare soil or the bare earth. So we can from just on the understanding of these several bands, we can just create, what is it called? You can create your land use or land cover. So to do that, you come to imagery and you open this classification tool, and from here you go to this training sample manager. So from the training sample manager, you see that by this right hand side, we have water, we have developed, we have barren, we have forest, we have shrubland, herbaceous, planted or cultivated, and we have wetland. So the ones that are not necessary, you can delete them, while the ones you need, you give them, and the ones you don't have, you can create them, you can just add them. So basically, for me to create a land cover from this image, I'll be using for those that are into machine learning, there's something called supervised learning and unsupervised. So for my own land use cover, you can actually use supervised or unsupervised, but I'll prefer to actually use the supervised learning. So when you talk about supervised learning, you basically give the program samples of data. So when I mean samples of data, what I can do is I can begin to digitize or just create polygons within certain area and say, okay, or anytime you see, because if you let me zoom into this and let me zoom into something, you see that everything is made up of grids, just box, and each grid is actually 30 by 30 meter for a Landsat 9 image. So I can just digitize a particular area. Okay, once you see any grid with this particular with this particular color, take it as water. Once you see, so I'll give it plenty. The more you create training models, the more like the more accurate it becomes. So I have to create like lots of models to just show that okay, this is what this particular thing indicates. But if I just happen to create one model, there's possibility of it seeing that model and seeing that like a copy of that model somewhere, and just automatically, since you've told me that this particular place is water body, anytime I say something like this, it is water body, to just classify something that is not water body as water body. So that it is important for you to create many examples, many models. So I'll just draw certain polygon, indicate those polygon as water. Then I'll go to the place. So that's the reason for the bands, like I was showing you how to change different bands. So I know that on this particular shortwave infrared band, the blue part is indicated by water, the purple part indicates built up areas or urban area, then the brown part indicates bare ground or bare soil, while this green part indicates vegetation. So the dark green side are dense vegetation, while the light green are just less dense vegetation. So I'll just create polygons around this blue part, give different blue. So once I create a polygon here. So let me see if I can do something. No, it will take me time actually. So I'll create different polygons. It will serve as my sample for water. Once I'm done, I'll go to the vegetation, zoom into vegetation well, so that I don't pick the sides that are not vegetation for vegetation. So you have to zoom in well. Then take, for instance, this area, move to another part like here, take this area, draw a box here, and you must ensure that your box is not just covering one grid. It must cover more than one grid, because if you allow it to just cover one grid, it will take the color of that particular grid. So if you allow it to cover like this particular grid now, this, if you look at this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This particular 6 grid now, they have just about maybe 3 or 4 of them have same color, while the remaining 2 are different. So it will just understand that okay, anytime you see a grid with this particular color, take it as vegetation. So once I'm done again, I'll go to the urban area, come here, see that we have magenta here, just map out all the sides that are like magenta. Then once I'm done, I'll just run the model. So I run the model with this particular classification wizard. So it will run the classification and automatically build my land cover for me. So I think I have a sample of land cover. Let me quickly load it up. I'm coming. Let me share my screen. I'm coming. Sorry. Share screen. So I have one that I've done before. So I think I have that on ArcMap. So my ArcMap is taking time to load. So I'll just show you a sample of how a land cover is, how a land cover data is. So aside this, also yesterday I was able to download a portable web map tile server, because the reason for downloading this server is because if you notice, for those that have made use of base map, you see that base map actually takes time to load even when using internet. So that's the reason why I downloaded a portable one. So basically I run the server locally on my system and I'm able to make use of it. So it uses the same thing. I could show you a sample here. Let me see. So I'm coming. If I come here, okay, yes. So this is this copy of the server I created. So this is the portable base map server. So once I open it, sorry, let me open it with administrator panel. Yes. So it launches. So from here now, I can set the type of image I want to make use of. So once I come down here, I can pick my Google hybrid. So from there, I'll just start the service. So immediately I start the service, you see that it starts on port 7080. So what I can do is come to this port, copy the OGC web map tile service. That's what this WMTS mean. Web map tile service URL. So I copy it. Once I copy it, it's telling me copy to clipboard. I can now come to ArcGIS Pro. So there's a particular place. Let me see. That should be in the catalog. Is it catalog? Let me see. Really carry. Okay, yes, connection. So once I go to insert, I can just come to connection. Then once I go to connection, I can choose this new web map tile server. So I click on that way. So it will ask me to enter the URL. So I'll paste it there. Immediately I paste there, I'll just click on OK. And it will try to connect to that server. So it has been connected. Now to be able to open that server, I have to open my catalog. So so I open the catalog pane. So automatically you see server in the catalog pane. So you can first you can right click and see the list of servers, or just open that that drop down button. So you see these are the list of servers that I've added. So I think I just added this one because it was present there before, but I added it again. That's why it has this one here. So I can just open this server and drag the Google hybrid to this. I see it automatically loads. So some parts are not loading on time, but I think my network is not very good, or the particular server is having problems at this time, because I was able to use it yesterday and it works well. So this one loads faster than the base map because it is portable, it's lightweight, it's not heavy like how the base map is. So I think so I have my arc map launched already. Let me open the land use. So basically I actually have a land cover of the whole Nigeria, like the whole states everywhere in Nigeria. But the one I generated this from a particular what do you call this? I generated it online, sure. So now I'm not trying to learn how to actually create my own. Why is it taking time? It's taking time to load. It's not even responding. Okay, let me close this one. So I load this. So it's the same way I added the server here, that's the same way I did also here. If you check here on ArcMap GIS server, so you can just click here and add your web map tile server. So the same way they are online web map tile server, it's also possible as a GIS developer or GIS engineer. It's possible for you to also create servers. For instance, you might be working on road analysis network and you just want to create a server that someone can launch and automatically see, make use of what you have been doing. So you can just create a server, but this one will require knowledge of what do they call it, HTML, CSS and JavaScript basically, because the language of the browser is JavaScript, because it makes API calls to the browser. So I think ArcMap, okay, that's loaded. So let me show you this land cover. Let me see. Nigeria. So let me show you the one of Lagos State. Land use, land cover. Okay. So you see, this is the land. Let me close this. This is the land use, land cover, or basically just land use of Lagos State. So if you check on the left pane here, telling you that the wine color indicates water, while this cyan is tree, while the blue color, although these are wrong classification colors, I can change them under my symbology to indicate the correct ones. Then you see that this yellow part indicates built areas. So all this part indicates that there are buildings here. This is basically the parts that there are plenty houses, while all this red part indicates parts with water. So this close to the lagoon, or this is the lagoon basically. Then we have rangeland, then we have cloud. Okay, just like I said, while I was trying to download my Landsat imagery yesterday, it is important to download images, basically geotip images without cloud. So you know that as the satellites are trying to like map out different areas, there are some interference with the cloud, whereby it now begins to take data from reflections from the cloud. So although there are machine models that have been written to correct the cloud, but in case you download a data set that has cloud, it's good for you to indicate it. And even if it has cloud, it should not be one that has lots of cloud. So I think I'm just talking too much. Let me end it here tonight. But basically, as we go on with this particular lecture, we'll be learning how to do all this.
Thank you, Bolu. I just want to chip in something. Yeah, for anybody that is interested in learning maybe an intro class to what he talked about bands and imagery, you can go to I want to share something. So with that you can learn, at least you can get an insight on imagery and remote sensing, learn about bands and how they present, like for vegetation, water, land cover and all of that, all those true color, false color and whatsoever. So I just want to share my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. Because actually I did it recently and I think I posted the certification. Bolu, did you see that? Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you can go to this Esri Academy, sign in, and it's a free course getting started with imagery and remote sensing. So during this course you're going to learn about spectral profiles, remote sensing, active remote sensing, the different kind of bands, what they are used for and all of that, false color, true colors, then about the electromagnetic spectrum and all. It's just an intro course, but it's very well detailed, and you also get some free data sets from it which you can use for your basic analysis and all of that. So it's a very good course. If you want to learn just an intro on remote sensing, you can get this course. Then maybe later in our class, if I don't know, we can chip in something like this, all this land cover and all of that, we can do them if possible. If also maybe I would add it to our course outline, we will do them and all of that. So I just wanted to chip it in actually. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much.
You said Esri Academy, right?
Yeah, you can see the link there. So you just search for Esri Academy. You have to sign up, create an account with them, and if you do a student account, you should be able to access their free courses. Then, if you are a constant, if you are someone that does many courses as well as interact with them a lot, you can get free MOOCs. Like you can see mine is showing now in session. So I have a free MOOC, which is what I talked about here earlier. and all of that. So you can just go to Esri and you can learn a little bit from them too for their intro courses. Any other question?
Thank you. Yeah, I want Bolu to like conclude what he wants to say before I ask my last question.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Gosville. So for those going to year 3, that's University of Lagos, it's important for you to actually take these courses and get certificate because it will be compulsory. The lecturer that will be taking you will demand that you submit 3 certificates from Esri. So it is of great benefit if you start taking these courses now, so that you can gain certificates. At that point, when you'll be needing to submit those certificates, at least it's not bad if you have the 3 down. So as you also get the certificate, it's important for you to learn. Don't just rush to get certificates. Ensure that everything you do, you learn them properly. So you can go ahead with your question.
Alright, thank you very much. So, memory, they say, is the mother of knowledge. My question is, how are you guys able to retain the knowledge of each software as they differ from the other in the long term? Say you learn AutoCAD, you learn Excel, you learn SQL, you learn Python, you learn ArcGIS, you learn all of these things. How are you able to retain the knowledge? Like, if you don't particularly use one for a while and you go back to it one day, start using it, how are you able to remember all the things you know about it or learn about it? That's my question.
Okay, that's a very nice question. I believe I'll answer it and I'll also hear God's opinion. So to answer, based on my own perception, it is actually not possible to remember everything. Let me first start with that. So there are times when, because even aside using ArcGIS, AutoCAD, and any of all these applications, I write programs and I use different programming languages. So how is it possible for me to learn this particular thing and also learn another thing? One, first and foremost, it's not possible to know everything. There are times when I might be writing a particular, now talking about programming, for instance, I might be writing a particular program in a particular language, and even the most simplest of syntax I will not remember. I might have been working on Python for a long time, and by the time I say, okay, let me just try out Flutter or try out JavaScript, and all of a sudden I'm trying to remember, okay, print is what I used to get results from Python. What do I use in JavaScript? I can't remember. But that's why we have the internet there. So when I go to the internet, immediately I just write print output for JavaScript. Immediately I just say console.log. So one, the resources you have online is a good leverage for you to learn better. Then another thing I'll say is consistency. When you do something and you stop doing it at a particular time and you now pick it up after a very long time, there's possibility of you forgetting it. So you just have to always pick it up once in a while. There are sometimes that I don't need a particular thing. Maybe I'm not using it for a project, but I just feel, okay, let me just try to see how this is being used. Sometimes I just maybe read articles on it. Read articles on maybe a particular problem someone solved on that particular programming language I'm not working with. Now, in use of softwares too, when you are consistently using a particular software, there's no way at which you forget most of the things you will do. Before you look left and right, when you are confused of doing something, you will actually see a solution because you have consistently used that particular application, or you have consistently used that particular thing you want to make use of. Okay, yesterday now I had the issue of, because of I'm actually very used to using ArcMap, and on ArcMap it's very easy for me to change my cursor, change it to the selection one, change it to the one for panning. But now I moved to ArcGIS Pro and I was having difficulties changing my cursor. Okay, it was easy for me to just use my mouse. I hold on the scroll wheel and press it down and it will easily pan, while I use the left click for selection. Yes, it's easy, but it's important for me to also just go online, check, okay, why am I having this problem, how can I do this. Yesterday now I was trying to solve a problem. That's when I got to know about this portable web server, that okay, I'm trying to solve like a particular problem, and now I'm even seeing another solution to another problem I had. So that's my own perception, Sean. So maybe we'll hear from God's Group too.
Okay, thank you, Bolu. Can you guys hear me, please?
Yes.
Okay, just like what Bolu said, I feel he has said it all actually. First thing first, consistency. When you use a particular software to carry out, let's say, the same processes almost all the time for like a lot of times, you get used to it. Like for now, let's say for example, georeferencing, digitizing, it's something like one of the like basics for before you start any form of maybe vectorization or map creation. So with that sticks to you and you never forget how to do it. So consistency sometimes is key. Another thing is Google is your friend. Like you said, you can't know everything. It's not possible. It's not possible. Even for some of us, they think we know everything. We don't. You can't know everything. We forget even some of the minimalistic things, the tiniest things. We forget them, especially when it even comes to things like programming. Forget them. So Google is your friend. You always, let me tell you, even we programmers, we Google a lot. That's the thing. You Google a lot because you can't know everything. Even some things you learn. Let me give you an example. I've learned about pivot tables in Python pandas. While I want to carry out this data analytics, I know that I had to do something involving pivot tables. I know how to do it. I don't know how to do it, but like the full syntax of it, and how to analyze it very, very well. I've forgotten it. So I had to now go to Google, check about pivot table, look at some documentations, Python documentations, then follow what they did there and did it. And this is what I used to do. This is what I used to do. So Google is your friend. But another thing is that you have to understand what you want to do. That is why consistency is key. You have to understand. If you don't know what you want to do, Google at that point is not even just your friend, it's your enemy. Except you're ready to now calm down, take a course, and learn. So that's basically it. Consistency, reading. You have to study. Even in all these GIS and all this, you have to study. You have to read documentations. You have to watch videos, YouTube videos. You have to spend hours just as if you're studying for an exam. Yes, you have to do all of those things if you know you really want to learn. You want to because in fact, when you study more, you spend more time studying, it sticks more than just looking at it and say, okay, I've learned it today, let me just drop it one side without spending hours on it. So that one happens. Then, like I said, Google is your friend. Anytime you forget something, you Google it. But also, you should try as much as possible not to Google one thing a lot. Sometimes try to get used to it, so that because you might start doubting yourself. Let me give you that. You might start doubting yourself because when you start Googling almost everything you want to do, but Google is your friend. So that's basically what I have to say, Sha.
Thank you very much. Manif, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. But when you guys say being consistent, I feel I don't know how consistent you can be with multiple softwares. I feel being consistent, let's say per semester in school, maximum probably you'll be using like 2-3 softwares. If you are consistent with those 2-3 softwares, probably under semester you're not even using anything related to those ones. And that's where the forgetting starts to set in. So, but I get the part of being consistent. But I feel you can only be consistent with some of the ones you are using at that particular time. Until you go back to those ones you have not been using, then you notice, okay, I used to know how to do this, but now I'm struggling with it.
Okay, I think I get your part. Consistency actually does not have to be you using it every time. For instance, consistency could be in form of you solving people's problem. You might not be using a particular thing but have knowledge about it. So one way to get better at it is by applying it, not only when you need it. Applying it even when other people needs it. For instance, now if you belong to a community of maybe GIS experts, and someone raises the issue of I'm unable to do this on ArcMap and I have problem with ArcMap. Okay, because of now you've been working on ArcGIS Pro for a long time, but actually you started with ArcMap. One way to keep that knowledge, to retain that knowledge, is by helping that person out. If it's something you know, answer it, because by answering it you might not be making use of it, but I can tell you, once the person, maybe at a point maybe you are also not getting it, one way or the other you want to make research about it even when you don't use that thing. So consistency does not always have to be you making use of that thing. It could be you also trying to solve someone's problem at that moment when you are not using it.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Yes, Abolu. Can I add to it?
What do you say?
Can I add to it to what you just said?
Yes, you can add to it. You can add to it.
Mr. Hanif, according to what my bosses have said, concerning your what you just raised, that you having multiple knowledge about multiple softwares. One thing I will just tell you about it is, whenever you're just learning anything, any knowledge, just try and get the basic of that thing. So you not touching it for a long time. You understand? You going back to it, it will be difficult for you to recover what you've forgotten about it. So just like if you are creating maybe AutoCAD for now, okay, when you are learning it, you didn't learn it well, you didn't learn the basic. Okay, now you didn't have to stay for maybe probably a long time, and you later got one. So if you didn't learn it well during those periods, it will be difficult for you to recover. So you have to start all over. So whatever you are just learning, try and learn the principle of it. So you coming back to it, it will be very easy for you to get it right. So if you don't know the basic of something, like what Godfrey said, you can't use Google very well, or maybe probably YouTube. So when I started learning AutoCAD, I didn't go to YouTube at all. I first of all learned the basic. Then you having a good foundation in that software and do other things. Even you leave it for a long while, just take it and you say, this thing, you are getting it right. So if you have a good foundation in all these things, you just try and have good foundation in everything. So it doesn't matter how much is it. If you have good foundation, you are good to go with them.
Very much. Actually, I forgot that part. Yes, knowing the basics is actually important, and I hope that answers your question now.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much to everyone who contributed. Thank you.
So let me move to someone else. I think I'll move to someone who has also been attending sessions well again. It's good as I identify these people, because that's one way I feel we can acknowledge them. In person of my namesake, that's Buluatife Yoda. So good evening, Buluatife.
Good evening.
How are you doing? How's your week been?
I'm fine. My week has not been that bad. It's been
Okay, can you just tell us what you've been up to this week?
Not too much, actually. I've been looking for this DGPS and DGB training organized by YSN because in this GIS
That's interesting. Your week has been all about learning, and that's wonderful. That's quite wonderful. Do you have any other thing to share with us? Maybe projects you are working on or projects you are trying to solve?
I think I don't have anything that I'm working on at the moment. I'm still learning, just learning.
Okay, that was nice. Keep learning.
Thank you. And I joined the meeting late, so I think I've missed some things. I was having network issues, so I was trying to rejoin and all.
Okay, no problem. Most of I'm sorry. Okay, most of I'm sorry. Most of everything that was said from beginning was just everyone trying to introduce themselves and talk about what they did throughout the week. So and I started by asking if everyone has been able to set up Agile Pro, and a good number of everyone on the session right now have been able to set it up. I didn't even ask you, have you been able to set up your Agile Pro?
I have the ArcGIS Pro before this class.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me see another person. Moinda Mola, she has been on the call, or I don't know. I think this is Oinda in my class. Oinda Mola, can you hear me? Good evening. Since she's not on the call, let me see, who haven't I spoken to? Seems everyone has said something here. Okay, aside this Asta Adebese, I think I've seen this name on one of our sessions. Good evening, Asta Adebese. I'm sorry for not pronouncing that word. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If you can hear me.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Okay. Can you just...
Esther.
Oh, Esther. Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry. Okay, Esther, good evening. Can you just briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you've been up to lately or this week?
Esther, currently in 300 levels of informatics engineering, University of Lagos, and well, I have actually been learning nothing more, just learning and trying to level up on my skills. That's all I've been doing.
That's nice. Have you been on any of our live sessions aside today's one? Esther, can you hear me? Have you been on any of our live classes?
Yeah. I think this last one, was it on Tuesday or Wednesday? Yes, I've been here.
Okay, nice.
The recent one we had.
Okay, that's nice. It's nice to have you on tonight's session too. Yeah, thanks for sharing with us what you've been up to.
Thank you.
I think we'll end this session latest by 11. So that's if everyone is still willing to wait. But so far we've been able to spend good use of 1 hour 30 minutes. I believe I've actually learned a lot, and I've been gingered by one or two things that I've heard. But it seems like everybody has been busy with just knowledge. Nobody has said anything about, okay, I was able to maybe play games. I was able to, okay, there's a particular series I'm watching now. Maybe share it with us one or two movies that we should. I think most of us are on holiday. One way or the other, we should have one way of also enjoying the holiday. Is anybody watching any movie, any series that would like to share? The session is quite quiet. Seems every mapper is just busy. Nice, but it's just important to know that there's a saying that says all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. As we are committed to learning, it's important for us to also like do one or two things outside just learning. I think Anif is trying to say something.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of movies, but aside trying to learn, I do football. I watch football a lot.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's nice. What club do you support?
Chelsea.
That's very nice too. But why was the I thought you were going to say a club, like another club, because I actually support Chelsea. So I would have just said, don't let me say mine. So I think I've seen a fellow Chelsea fan too. But me, I don't really watch much of football. I just watch once in a while when I'm actually privileged to watch it. But that was nice.
Because I don't see a lot of movies. So I replace seeing movies with watching football.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Actually, let me see. I know Gosby does not watch football, but I know he's a fan of anime, which I'm not a fan of. So, Gosby, are there any new animes that we are missing out on?
Well, to be honest, I've not actually been watching movies or anime actually. I've not actually got it time. And there's not always light, so the little time I have light, I actually put it into learning or working, to be honest. But I have new mangas. I know new episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen came out and all of that, and I read some. But anime, no, I've not watched any new anime since. But I'll update you guys,
Thanks for sharing. So aside the research, aside learning, Gosby is big on that. So for those that are also fan of that, you can just start up with him and he'll give you one or two. I know he's one person that is always like up to date on that. So thanks for sharing. I believe this nice session has actually been interesting for me. I don't know for others, but has quite been interesting and educative. And we'll be having more of this every Friday. So basically, we just come on Friday to solve issues that have not been solved maybe for that past week. So I will actually like a thing whereby every new week we just move with good knowledge of what we learned last week, so that we don't draw. They are basically just like what I was able to learn while I was young. There are basically two types of learners. We have those that are very fast. There are actually three: those that are fast, those that are slow, and those that are just average. They are fast, they are slow, they are some. So it is important for us to watch every session. Just like I said, the reason why I did not send the recording of the last session is because we had issues with the recording. But we are still working on rectifying the issue. So last session, the last recorded session might not be available. It's important to know that it might not be available, but it is quite fortunate to say, for me to say that what we did on Wednesday was also the same thing we did on Tuesday. So if you can just watch the recorded session on Tuesday, then I can assure you that you've not missed out on anything. We've only aside what you learn on Tuesday, actually we've been able to install VS Code, Visual Studio Code, because I made mention of we'll also be doing GIS programming. So on Wednesday session, for those who were not around, I made mention of using automations to perform repetitive tasks. There are sometimes when you'll be working on a particular analysis in a particular area or on a particular thing, and you need to do it on, like you need to replicate that same thing in different areas. So that's the essence of programming, basically. So it's important that even as we learn to be GIS analysts, we also learn to be GIS developers or GIS programmers or GIS engineers. So we'll also be having a session where we'll be introducing the community to Python programming. So basically we'll be using Python. So as we move on, if we see that there will be need for us to learn a new programming language, we'll communicate that ahead of that particular time. So does anybody have any question or any suggestion? I've been seeing comments on the attendance, and I trust my team, we're actually working on every of your comments, because basically all the community is about is just ensuring that everybody is moving forward, everybody is learning. So trust me to always take on every of your suggestions. So some people suggested we should increase the time of attendance. We'll look into that, actually. We'll look into that. But I just believe 10 minutes after every session is enough. So to waive off that, I'm planning on not making Friday session compulsory, because it's just an interactive session. So whether you join or not, there will be no attendance for Friday sessions. So it's just important to know that Tuesdays and Wednesday sessions are compulsory for you to learn the things that will be taught, while Friday will be like a recap and a question and answer segment. Thereafter, if we have enough time, we'll just interact with one another, get to connect with new people, get to know one another. And it's important to know that this is a community. It's not just only about learning, it's about meeting new people too. Just like I said in the first class session, I said you might not know the person that is answering your question, the person that is asking you a question might be the person you might be working with in the industry some other day. So it's important that you also learn to communicate, and as time goes on, even when we start giving tasks, there's possibility of some certain tasks being like collaborative tasks, where you have to now create groups to solve that particular problem. I believe that everyone will be able to pick one or two things, if not all. So it's nice to actually have certain number of people who have been attending session, and I try as much as possible to always recognize these people. I think I've had so far everybody on the session presently has attended the session at least twice. I'm quite aware of everybody that joins the session. I'm always aware of everybody, except maybe you change your name, you change your profile picture, but I take note of everybody that joins the session, and it's quite nice to actually have people on the session every time. We might not be much, but it is very nice. I was even gisting my other teammates of a particular thing I saw on LinkedIn. So for those that are not following our LinkedIn profile, it's quite important that you follow us, because when you follow us, it is one way at which we can actually recognize you again, and it's one way to show that you're actually part of the community. So what I was sharing with my teammates is the fact that I saw someone who actually followed us, and I was quite amazed. Like, for those that are in University of Lagos, we had a particular session where we had someone from Shell, a white man, I think he's a Canadian, from Shell, come to, I can't remember his role, but he's a senior officer at Shell. So he came to.
Is the lead surveyor at Shell?
Yeah, the lead surveyor at Shell. That's Kidwell, I think, if I remember well. So it was quite fascinating to see that he follows the community account. Like, I just saw, wow, that's very nice to see him. If the lead surveyor of Shell, a top-notch company and a multinational company, actually follow a small community of students that are just building, just very nice. So this is very important, because as he has followed us, it's very easy for me to actually chat him up, message him, and maybe even bring him on one of our interactive sessions. And these are opportunities that actually open to us that we don't see, and if we don't get to take advantage of it on time, we might just lose this opportunity. So we also have the present publicity secretary of NIS, in the person of Surveyor Yusuf Arulambo, is also following our account. So these are top people in the industry. If they can actually see good works on our community account, then it's quite nice. And like I said in the first session, LinkedIn is actually one of, like, it is a social media made for job opportunities, basically. It's unlike the likes of Instagram, Facebook, where you can just come, post about your day, post about a particular picture that you just, a particular dress. Basically, what people use LinkedIn for is for professional use. So it's important when these people get to follow us and see that, okay, yes, this certain number of people are actually following. It even helps us when we try to collaborate with the organization in terms of maybe sponsoring us, in terms of giving internship opportunities. It's people that we see that are actually, let me say this, people that we see mostly that are very active in our community. And being active is not only by joining sessions, it's by actually reaching out to most of our social media. Once you are maybe working on a project and you want to post on a particular social media that in which we are also, like, we have our community channel on it, and you say that, oh, this is related to you can tag us. Once we see it, we like it, and liking it, by the time this particular should I say community becomes something that is now recognized, it's important to now at least be a thing of pride to say that, okay, yes, I started with this community, and so far I believe, without saying much word, you guys understand what I'm saying. So what a nice night session. We have about 13 minutes to 11. Does anybody have any suggestion, any question, anything to say? Let's see. Okay, nobody is willing to say anything. Let me see. For the meanwhile, since we have about 12 minutes left, let me see, what can we do? And let me say, another way of learning is by learning with your peers. I think one thing that motivates me is the fact that, okay, I'm working on this thing and I see the likes of my peers, like Goswill too is so one thing that motivates both of us is the fact that I reach out to him. Wow, I did this, I did that. I was able to work on this. He also reached back to me to say, Bolo, have you tried this? This is something new. This is like learning with your peers is quite interesting and is quite should I say profitable. Profitable not in the sense of money or in the sense of skills like the things you get to learn. I think that's another way at which you that also answers the question Anif answered earlier, because there's possibility of you not working on a particular software and your friend is working on that application at that moment. He needs to solve a problem. He reached out to you. So this just emphasizes the fact that sometimes you might not be working on a particular thing, but yet you still have to help people out on that thing. So in short, what I'm trying to say is, for those of you that have maybe friends that are idle at the moment, that don't have anything to do, it's quite nice to introduce them to the community, introduce them to whatever projects you are working on. Like this now, aside this particular community, I have other projects I'm working on with my course-mates, with my friends. So this just ensures that I'm busy, I'm making good use of time. So Mr. Fifta is back. He left us. He's back. Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I texted your WhatsApp already. The person I am owing this thing is here to signify. I don't know if you're able to help me to remind the person.
Okay, I'm seeing the person. I'm actually seeing the person for the first time on the call. So I'll try to follow up.
Alright, no wahala. My network glitch.
Okay. And thanks for the giveaway. For those that are not aware, those that joined late or those that are just joining, one of our admin did a giveaway at the beginning of the class. And the person that won it was the first person to get to the class. So that shows the importance of punctuality. So they are against to everything that you do. So thanks for joining. Now we have 9 minutes. Can anybody suggest what we can do within this 9 minutes? I really don't know what to do again.
I mean, I don't mind if someone can sing lullaby, I beg.
If someone can do what?
If someone can sing lullaby.
Ask ChatGPT to do that. Let it write it and read it to you.
Very, very funny. I don't know. Maybe against our next session, we will have like a means to play song or listen, or this elevator tune or something.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah, I can hear you, Anif. Go ahead.
you have not said what you do in your own spare time, because everybody came here now. We said we are all learning. So if you are not learning, what are you doing, please?
I don't get. I answered. Is this a different question from what I did over the week?
Yes. I know that's not the only thing. That cannot be the only thing you did for the entire week. Like when you are not doing things related to that, what other things are you doing? Maybe when you are chilling or something. Do you watch movies? You play ball, you watch ball or something?
Okay. Hey, why did I come back to this call? Okay, I don't know. I try to earn basically. I don't know. I try to earn. That's just it. Then my spare time, I'm a movie person. I love movies. I love movies a whole lot. This week I have seen, like, I've been watching cartoons. I've seen 2 cartoons and I seriously love them. Like, I'm recommending them. I think there was one that I even uploaded on my status. So Yes, when I do not have something to do that doesn't, probably not money, or I'm choosing to ignore it. I always have something to do. I'm just choosing to ignore it. I see movies, probably cartoon, can be anything. I see anything. I watch Korean movies. I watch everything, and I think I've answered your question.
To add to that, for those who don't know,
Bolu,
favor is also known as investor favor. So if you need investments, just reach out to favor. Like, it's all about making money from buying stocks, forex, everything that just has to do with money. Investor favor is just the right man to do that. And he likes cartoons. Yes, he likes cartoons. Okay, 6 minutes more. Wow, that seems like time is trying to just be slow. I think the only person that has not talked on the session is Rohinda Mola.
Well done. Sorry. Well done.
Yeah, I can hear
before
you.
we round up the today class, please can we know the next thing that we are going to do in the next class tonight? Can you just tell us something that we are going to do?
Okay. Bolu, let me allow you rest a little. So, for starting next week, we'll start the tutorial fully. So that means that by, I think our classes are scheduled Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday is not really a class, anyways. So starting that next week, we would like properly start with the training itself, which we already sent you like a course outline in quotes. So that means by next week, in short, by the end of the first class, you would be able to do basic tasks. You'll be familiar with your ArcGIS Pro interface and do some basic stuff, probably create shape files. I don't know what the anchor would have in stock for us, but yeah, you would definitely have basic knowledge of ArcGIS Pro by the end of next week, and would continue like that based on the course outline that we have. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So does anybody else have any question? It's an open thing. Again, if you know anybody that might just be interested, there are some of my guys that I'm going to their DM to go and change it for them for not coming to this session or throughout the week. So if you have guys like that you know registered for the program but are not making use of it, please do reach out to them to make sure that they use the opportunity wisely, because next week we'll start fully. And anybody that still has installation issues should please reach out to us. Some of you know me personally. If you don't, it doesn't really matter. Just go to our WhatsApp community or the Telegram community and lay out whatever problem it is that you have. The softwares you need to have is ArcGIS Pro, whichever version you have is fair, or preferably 2.83, I think, which is what your anchor would most likely be using. Then you need Anaconda because of certain extensions and Python libraries and the likes that you would need to easily get, which you would easily get access to by having Anaconda. Then you need Python to install on its own. Then you need Visual Studio Code as well. I think that's basically all of it. Is there anything I'm missing out, Bolo?
I have another thing to share about the form. Hope the link is going now, because I have issue with it when I want to do the registration. In case if you want to send it to someone else.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
interest in this.
Okay. Yes. The link is going.
Hope it's now working well now.
Yeah. It's working well. I think it was just a day glitch, and we'll try and send it on the Telegram channel and have it pinned so that you can refer your friends or whatever. There's no referral bonus, anyways.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Mbolu, is there another thing? I think I've said whatever I did.
Yes, thank you very much. It's just important to make mention of this. If you've been joining classes, you've been active on the community, and you've not registered with that our registration link, we're actually not seeing you as one of us. So it's important you register. It's important you just register. So basically the issue I believe people have been having with the link is the fact that it does not load on some people's device. It actually loads. Like there are sometimes people who reach out to me to tell me the link is not going, and immediately I check it goes on my side. So I feel try it on another browser or try it on another device. It will likely go. The thing there is Google has some restrictions, so there's possibility at that moment maybe they are limiting you from accessing that link as a result of something. Maybe the request on that particular link is a lot, so maybe that's the reason why. So you can just try it maybe after some time, or you try using other devices, other platforms. So I think that solves the problem. So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the session. It was quite nice, quite interesting, and I believe we'll have more of this. Good night, and should I say enjoy the weekend? The weekend has started, so enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll meet next week. Good night.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Good night.
Night, sir.
Good night.